Hello everyone, my name is Jirian and welcome back to episode 4? Act 4? Of my Path of Exile journey adventure thing. I still haven't got a name for it. Corrupting Fever journey from a new player's perspective. Okay, so firstly, I just want to give another massive shout out to the people who are actually engaging with my content. The support has been insane. I have 8 subscribers in a week, and the comments have been so supportive and things like that. I'm blown away. I genuinely did not think this guy from a little tiny corner of the internet was going to actually begin to grow for a very, very long time. So I'm honestly humbled and blown away by the support of the PoE community and everyone in it. It has been absolutely amazing, and it just gives me such a massive incentive to just keep doing what I'm doing, get through these acts and start getting to the really cool stuff of maps and things. So honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. As far as Path of Exile, again, I have been grinding, honestly not as much as I would have liked, because life does tend to get in the way sometimes, and sometimes it can be a little bit difficult, but I'm doing my best. I'm plodding along. I have a lot of footage to get through this weekend. I think I've got the end of Act 8, maybe 9. I think, the end of Act 8, 9-ish. I've just done the Ascent. I've just got to Vaskiri Desert, I believe it's called. So I've got to kill like the basilisk and things like that. So I think that's maybe it's the start of Act 8. Anyway, I'm that far into the game where I've literally just hit the Ascent. So yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying the experience so far. I died a lot. I absolutely hate Act 8. Which is that the one with the two little the Brine King is the boss, right? Whatever that act is, I despise that act. I think it's because I went into it with such a low resistance to cold. I just got absolutely rolled by everything. If something even looked at me, I died. The amount of times I died in that, I think it's my worst act. I'm pretty sure I died well over 20 times in that act alone. It was absolute agony. But besides that, it's been absolutely fine. The other place I did have a struggle with was, I believe it was the Lumeris Temple. I want to say the Lumeris Temple. And same thing, I think my cold resistances were too low, and I was just getting absolutely smoked. I rage quit PoE a couple of times. I was like, do you know what? Today just ain't the day. So I gave it like an hour and just got on with other things. But I came back to it and sort of muddled through. But yeah, I do think my cold resistances were a massive issue. So that is something I've tried to rectify. Obviously, with the gear you pick up in Acts, it's not going to be insane gear. So, yeah, that's kind of that. As far as the video editing goes, I haven't had time really this week to sit down and continue the course that I've been doing. So I'm a little bit annoyed at myself with that. But it is something that hopefully now this weekend I can my kind of plan is to try and get the acts edited and uploaded over the weekend. So if this is number 4, there should be a good few videos. Hopefully, as long as I can sort of carve out the time, there should be a good few videos getting uploaded this weekend, because I want to start stocking the channel up with just content that people can, continue to watch. And the acts, I know the editing isn't the best. I honestly, I get it. As much as people have said, no, you're doing really well, I know there's way better that I can do. It's just, like I said, finding that time. So if I can get through the acts and sort of give myself a little bit of a window where I can just sit down and continue watching the course that I'm watching, and get through a bit more of that and, you know, start understanding Premiere Pro a bit more. I think that's going to be the sort of my strategy moving forward. There's been like a lot of stuff that I'm sort of starting to get used to the shortcuts a little bit, like Q and W and JK and L, colon, semicolon. So I'm starting to pick it up a bit. I do have quite a lot of experience with things like Photoshop. So I think that's going to help, you know, with sort of understanding the learning process of the program then, right? Because I suppose there are some transferable skills between the Adobe suite, as it were. Which, yeah, so just bear with me. I promise the quality of video is going to get better. It's just having that time to sort of get through everything I want to get through, you know? And obviously being brand new to actually video production and YouTube and how all that works, I'll get there. I will definitely get there. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So I appreciate you sticking around and getting through this content with me. As much as I try to make, you know, decent videos, I try and make sure the audio is at least good quality. I have a decent microphone. Given the microphone is roughly 349 years old at the minute, it's not something I'm really thinking about upgrading, because I do think the quality of the microphone is very much good enough. For anyone curious, the microphone I use is an MXL 990 condenser mic, and that is hooked up to an M Audio Solo preamp, would you call them? Audio interface, I believe is the word. I was going to say audio mixer, but I'm sure audio mixers are the things with all the switches that studio people use. You see them like a Dr. Dre video or something, right? I do not have that. But at the minute, it's fine. I do want to upgrade at some point to like a Scarlett audio interface, because that's like the gold standard as far as I can sort of understand it with my minuscule brain. And eventually I do want to, you know, upgrade the MXL, but for now it's what I've got, so it's what I'm going to use, you know? It's not a headset microphone, you know? I'm not talking to you through a Cloud 9 headset microphone. But yeah, that's been basically everything, I suppose, when it comes to PoE and editing. That's pretty much my life at the minute. Is just going to work, coming home, recording some footage, and then obviously trying to edit down the footage. I think I hit my target through the week of 3 videos, so I'm kind of pleased with that. That's the sort of benchmark I set myself, and I'm pretty confident that I've done that. Well, I can just look back. This is the 4th video, so yeah, I know I've hit that benchmark. Today, yeah, it's just going to be editing and recording. I've got like 2 more acts left to record, and obviously I've got a lot to edit through. There are a couple of errands and stuff that I have to run today, but nothing major. I think the big part of that is going to be photography. I do photography as a hobby, and one of my local teams has asked me to go and photograph a game for them, so I've said, yeah, that's no problem. It's not as if I do it very often, and, you know, sometimes it's just nice to take the cameras out and just have fun with it, you know? But yeah, this weekend should be super busy for the actual channel. I am trying to, obviously, interact with you all through the comments, and again, I'm massively appreciative of how engaged people have been. Like I said, I'm trying to respond as best I can. Sometimes it might take a day or two, especially through the week, because things can be, you know, they can get kind of hectic with life and whatnot. But certainly on the weekends, I will obviously do my best to interact with you all. As far as streaming, now, there is a question I want to pose. Whether people would want to see me stream on YouTube or Twitch. Obviously, if I can do one, I can do either. So that is something I'm curious about, if people would come over to Twitch, or if they'd want to keep it contained in YouTube. I'm also okay with that. If I don't get any responses with regards to that, I'll probably just start it on YouTube and keep it its own little contained thing. The only reason I probably wouldn't do YouTube is, at the minute, I'm having trouble with the authentication system. It's asking me to like authenticate myself, I'm going through the process of like using a phone and, you know, pressing yes on a YouTube app and all that stuff, and it's still giving me an error message. So if I cannot stream on YouTube, then I'll do Twitch. But if the option is available and people don't sort of give me their feedback on what they would prefer, it'll probably be Twitch. It'll be YouTube if I can actually get on. Yeah. What I'm trying to say are things and words, and then in my head it sounds fine, and when it comes out my face, it's anything but fine. But yeah, so yeah, with regards to streaming, if I can get through the footage that I have and sort of at least whittle it down to just the last 2 acts, then tomorrow I think is going to be the day that I do a stream, like the first stream, as it were. That probably won't, it won't be a mega long one. It'll probably be a couple of hours, maybe 3 at most. So it's not going to be a massive stream. But again, all the support you guys have given me, if you could just stop by and, you know, you don't have to speak, just lurk about and do things, that would be super, super helpful. But with that being said, I do want to say thank you again, and I will catch you next time.